Hi everyone, Lisa and Pepe here again with another recorded Well Weight Wisdom Well Weight Wednesdays live episode due to the major time difference I'm experiencing while I'm here in Germany. But here I am from my lovely hotel room making this recording for you because I want to be consistent with my Well Weight Wednesdays. I do apologize for not being live, but I should be back on Facebook Live in 2 weeks. I am back in the States the end of next week, so please be sure to follow me over at facebook.com/Lisa and Pepe, or get on my email list on my website, the home page. It has a free membership sign up, and that way you'll be notified the next time I go live so you can participate and be there with me. And I'm really looking forward to having you on live with me so you can ask questions and I can comment. And most of my episodes, I will stick around as long as it takes to answer all of your questions. But for now, I am recording this episode live, and this episode is about flipping the slim switch. And I think I'm going to be opening up a can of worms here because I know some people ask, is there really a slim switch? I can just switch it on and off at will. Well, there kind of is and there kind of isn't. Maybe there's one you can't find, but that's kind of like asking, is there a magic pill I can take, right? Well, I'm glad to say that the slim switch does exist to some capacity. The magic pill does not yet, but I'm working on it, so stay tuned and I'll be sure to let you know. Now, there are some things that I take herbally and vitamin and mineral wise in my protein shake, and I get it in my foods that definitely helped to flip the slim switch on. But in this particular episode, I want to go over 3 of the main things that I know flip my switch off. And I don't mean that in a funny kind of way, but because most of you know by now, there are things that can cause weight gain, and there are things that you can do that can help you to lose weight, right? But what I think some people don't realize, and I'm not going to let you totally off the hook here because I think that you don't realize that there are processes in your body that are performing their functions according to what you're doing on the outside. So according to what you're eating or the amount of exercise you're getting or what you're coming in contact with. I speak a lot in my episodes about toxins, about genetically modified foods, and this episode I'm going to go into 3 other things that can definitely turn that switch off for you, and I know that they turn the switch off for me. So you can control this switch a little bit by what you do on the outside, because I know that all of us are trying and we go on and off these diets, and I'm here to tell you that that's not the way to do it. That's only going to make things worse. You have to learn the lifestyle. The Leaner Ladies Lifestyle Mastery course is available for anyone who wants to go to lisaandpepe.com/leanladylife, and I will be happy to walk you and your group through that program. It's about a 1-month program, but once you get through it, you'll know everything there is to know and how I do it and what you need to do to flip that slim switch on and keep it on. In the meantime, I'm going to give you the 3 top things that you can use right now to turn that switch on. And number 1 is going to be avoiding alcohol and sugar. And I lump these together because some people don't drink alcohol, but if you do, it turns into a form of sugar in your body, just like regular sugar or products with sugar in them. So either way, it's going to be sugar once it gets digested in your body, maybe a different form, but sugar is sugar, and it's the same thing. So even too much sugary fruit can actually cause your switch to turn off. Now, I don't say avoid fruit because I feel fruit is very good for you. I like to have at least about a half a cup in my protein shakes, usually berries, And I try to avoid the higher sugary fruits if I can. And I do eat organic apples as a snack, and they are very good for you because they've got all the good fiber in there as long as you buy the organic, okay? So just know that when you consume anything that is sugar or turns to sugar in your body, it can have a cell damaging effect and it can cause water retention. And that's where you're going to see the immediate weight gain, up to 5 pounds overnight. Sometimes it just appears. It'll also start to cause some inflammation. And I spoke about inflammation in last week's episode. And you can go to lisaandpepe.com/blog to catch that one and this one. And the video is also over there. My blog is a vlog. So you get to read or watch the video, whichever you prefer. But anyway, I go over inflammation, and if you do consume too much sugar or too many foods that turn into sugar in your body, what will happen is you'll start to retain the water and you'll feel the weight gain. And then if there's too much damage, that's when you start to get into the inflammation, and that's not good. We don't want inflammation. So watch your sugar intake, watch anything that turns into sugars in your body, and just minimize it. Because some of us, we'd like to have some organic sulfite-free wine on the weekends, but I can tell you, I find that immediately I put on up to 5 pounds of water weight. Now, I do herbals to relieve that, and one of my favorites is dandelion root. But if you have any questions about that, don't just go out and take that. Check with your doctor first, and send me an email over on my contact page at lisaandpepe.com, because I don't want you all just taking a bunch of dandelion root and not knowing when, why, or how. But the herbals do help, but they will not counteract putting the sugary foods in your body and having the weight gain and the water weight every single day. It just won't happen. And then that'll turn into inflammation, and it can do damage. And it will definitely turn your slim switch off. So we don't want to have that, so we won't be doing that, right? So that was number one. Avoid or minimize alcohol and sugars. Number two, starchy carb intake. I know you've heard this. There are a lot of diets out there that say stay away from anything that's, not meat or greens, like paleo, which is a good diet. You've got, the keto diet and the low carb diets. I do believe in them. I don't believe in extreme diets, though. You've heard me say time and time again, I don't believe in going on and off diets. I believe in eating in a way that is nutritionally sound for your body, that gives you everything that you need, and that helps you stay slim and at your best ideal body weight. And that is what I call your well weight. But to avoid starchy carbs, this is going to help you tremendously. I want you to get rid of all of the processed grain foods, because the breads and the pastas are not even good for a treat day when you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to turn that switch on and get it to stay on. I always tell people that you can include grains and different treat foods when you've reached your goal weight, or along the way when you have lost enough weight that you feel that your switch is on and one meal of starchy carbs is not going to turn it off. But I know for most people that's hard to do because they're very addictive. And again, it goes back to them turning into sugars in your body as well. Anything that turns into sugars in your body can be very addictive, and your body can crave it. And a lot of times your body thinks it wants it for energy, and that's fine. I don't know if you all are old enough to remember, but back in the 80s, the thing was to eat a big bowl of pasta and to carb up. Well, that came from runners, and they would carb up before they ran the big race, and they'd burn it all off. Well, carbing up is not good for people who sit on their butts all day. And I sit on my butt half the day trying to bring all of this great information to you. But if you are not going to be active and burn it off right away, you can't eat a big bowl of pasta or a big loaf of bread anyway. And the worst thing to do is to eat it at dinner. So watch your starchy carb intake. That also includes corn and rice, and I'm not a big fan of corn in any way, shape, or form. And rice, I'm starting to get a little bit about as well. I'll go into that in another episode, and I also talk about it a little bit more in my programs. But I can tell you, as I get older, the amount of starchy carbs that I can eat decreases every year. And even if they're whole grain or they're grasses like rice, I notice an immediate bloated feeling and up to 5 pounds of water weight overnight or over the course of just a couple of days. And also, like I said, the starchy carbs are going to turn into sugar, so it's going to do the same thing in your body. And I just don't digest them as well anymore. So I avoid them as much as possible because they will turn off my slim switch for days. And I'm not talking about the 1 or 2 days that I'm bloated, but the after effects can linger and it can be more and more difficult to turn the switch back on. So it's more difficult to recover from it. And except when I have sushi. Most of you know I love sushi. It is my treat food, and I'm going to have a little bit of rice with that, and that's just the way it is. And I will just have to double and triple up on my herbals and hope I can reverse that effect because it does still bloat me, even though it's with the fish. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3, the third thing that can flip your slim switch off, a sluggish thyroid. This one is a biggie, especially in women, because most women from the time they're in their mid-30s all the way up through even into their 60s are going through pre or post menopause. And thyroid issues can arise early in some, and they can also arise not just because of hormonal changes, but I've gone over this before. They can also arise because of toxins in our environment and genetically modified foods. And there are many other things they're starting to discover. So just remember, thyroid issues can arise as early as in your teens and 20s if you have bad hormonal problems or you're eating all of the wrong foods, and they can linger all the way through your midlife. You'll also hear me mention them often because I went through a very, very difficult time when I turned 40 and my hormones started to change. They all went wackadoo, and there were several things that caused that and also caused my thyroid to malfunction. You can learn more about that at lisaandpepe.com/about-me. I believe it was a combination of things that did mine in, and it was just really difficult to recover from. And I don't wish that on anyone, but I know that the best thing you can do is take care of your thyroid and get your complete thyroid blood work panel done at least once a year. I'm going to tell you every 6 months, and you'll hear me say that one over and over again as well. Now, if you don't have insurance or your insurance doesn't cover it that often, which most do, you just have to check. You can go over to my website on my wellness page at lisaandpepe.com/wellness. I have information about the blood work and where you can get it done without insurance, or if you want extra blood work done multiple times during the year because your doctor or your pharmacist or whoever it is that's ordering it for you or your insurance company saying you can't have it that often, but I would check, just double check on that. But some don't have insurance, and you can go over there and get that blood work done. So it's really easy to take care of your thyroid nowadays. And what you want to do is establish the baseline of where you're at early so you can track it, because that's the only way they can find an issue. And it took, believe it or not, 5 complete blood work panels on my thyroid in 2 years for them to discover that I was having a problem. And that is way too long for anyone to have to wait. So you force your doctor to give you more tests and to establish the baseline and see what's going on. But you want to take really good care of your thyroid. It's becoming more and more difficult. I always tell you toxins and genetically modified foods. There are other things that also inhibit thyroid function. And if you would like, I can give you a form that I'm putting together for myself. It's not complete yet, but I'll send you over the PDF of all of the issues that I've had with different foods and different environmental factors that have hindered my thyroid function. And I'll get that over to you. If you just go over to my website at lisaandpepe.com and you get on that free membership at on the home page, you can sign up there, or you could just contact me through the contact page on my website and send me an email, and I will get that over to you. But start taking care of your thyroid as soon as possible. So there you have it. Those are the three things that flip my switch to the off position, and I'm sure they do the same for most women. If you want to switch yours on, be sure to minimize alcohol, sugars, starchy carbs, and anything that interferes with your thyroid function. And for more info on that, head on over to my website. And until next week, have a well-weight rest of your week. And please let me know if you would like for me to speak on any topics. You can comment below if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, or you can use the contact page on my website and just let me know. Also, be sure to share this with anyone who can benefit from this information. And I will talk to you next Wednesday for Well Weight Wednesdays, and it will be recorded again, but I will let you know when I'm going live. If you like, follow me on my Facebook page at Lisa and Pepe. And thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you got some great information, and you'll be able to take those three things and flip your slim switch on. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Take care.